Yeah, but what do you mean? What are you trying to say?
This mountain is like a giant icebox.
For storing what?
We have Santa Claus.
This is not Santa.
What?
It's one of Santa's little helpers.
How do you like the land of the northern lights?
Santa is going to find out who's naughty or nice.
Welcome, everybody, to Midnight Cinema, your deep dive into sci-fi movies, horror films, cult classics, new and old. Warning, there are spoilers ahead. I am Art Hennessy in San Diego, California.
And I am George Florglinson from Finland. And I'm very excited to talk about the Finnish movie. What is that?
What is that?
What was that? Sometimes I have an opening and sometimes I don't. This
You
one
went for it, Eric. I think
did.
you're
I
close.
went for it.
I think you're geographically close, maybe.
Sorry.
I don't...
Yeah, that's not a... Sorry, Finland. I'm Erik in Salem, Massachusetts. That's where I am. Spoiler alert. I'm not in Finland. And also, your opener today, what was that? You seemed very dark. You were like, "Hi, Art Hennessy, and I'm telling you about our podcast."
Eric, this week we are going to be going to serious consideration of Christmas.
Yes, I agree.
That's right, Eric. This week we are going to Lapland.
Lapland, the home of Santa Claus.
That is right, because this week, Eric, we are discussing the movie Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale, released in 2010, directed by Jalmari Helander, starring...
No one's gonna. I know Oni.
No one's gonna know. It's Oni.
Oni. Yeah,
Tomilla.
Oni would be
and Jorma Tomilla as well.
Yes, father and son working together. It's cool.
And also, it's very interesting that we're discussing this movie, Rare Exports, this week, because very recently, people might know Jorma Tomilla is in a very successful genre movie that's out right now, directed by Jalmari Helander. Sisu, The Revenge, which is out in theaters right now, is this team. You saw it, Eric. Okay.
I saw the original Sisu.
Yes.
Not The Revenge. So this is part 2, right?
Yes, this is part 2 that's out now.
I saw it and I was like, that's the guy. That's the Rare Exports guy.
So they went on.
Not so savage in this one.
No, but it gets pretty savage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric,
Did you, I'm going to ask you.
Okay, ask me the questions, Eric. Go ahead.
I've seen this movie a lot and I discovered it by accident. So did you discover it by accident or is this because of me that you're watching it?
I saw this movie back around when it came out. I might have seen it in the theaters or I saw it like a year later. The Brattle Theater, I think, near where I lived, had like a Christmassy film festival for the month of December. And it was all sorts of different oddball Christmas films. And they showed this. So I did see it back then. It was probably would have been around the time. It might have even been the year it came out. I can't remember. But I did see it then, but I have not seen it since.
Well, I have.
Mm-hmm.
And this is listed as, I'm not sure if I agree entirely, but it's listed as an anti-Christmas movie. And I'm like, is it? No, it's definitely not a killer. I'm pointing out to everyone, this is not a killer Santa Claus movie because I can't do those. But this has its own unique story. And I just am excited about it. Excited.
It's interesting you mentioned that a lot of people see it as an anti-Christmas movie, but I don't really think that's true. I sent you the link, the original short film that they did, which they then based this movie off of. We should say the director, Jalmari Helander, made a short film called Rare Exports. And it was a little like a documentary. I'm not going to go over what it is because it'll spoil the movie we're talking about today. But a documentary style little short film was like 8 minutes long. And I do think that film was anti-corporate Christmas or a little more satirical and parody-ish than this movie's tone is. And yeah.
And there's a 2005 one. I don't know if it was too late for me to tell you about it, but there's a 2005.
Yes.
Yeah. Infomercial.
Yes. A little follow-up, which we'll talk about once we get there. So,
Yeah.
but Eric, so this director has gone on, as we said, to make some really cool films, action films later, and you can see all of that in this original movie here. So let's get into it, Eric. Let's get right into this movie.
Let's go to Finland.
Mm-hmm. And opening here, it's 24 days to Christmas. Is that what we're opening with here?
Yes. And it's one of those like
Yes.
countdown, like clock that, the folded letters, right? Folded numbers, and they go down. You're like, ooh, is that meant to be scary?
We open in, it's a construction site, looks like, and there's two men talking. One, I think, is English, right? British is supposed to be. He has some sort of a British accent, and the other one is American. I couldn't quite make it out, but they're talking to this construction office.
Yeah, the guy with the hat who seems to be in charge is wearing an outrageous, beaver coat and stage makeup, basically. I don't know if you noticed, but this guy, close up on this guy's face, I'm like, who is in charge of this guy's makeup, himself? But yeah, they're both, one of them's, I think, English, but the other one, he talks like this, and I don't know where he's from.
I couldn't quite make it out. But one is clearly the construction guy in charge of this whole site, whatever it is. And this other guy, fur coat, like a beaver coat, a hat, glasses, and he has a cane, I think. He's the money guy. You immediately get that. He's sort of, what was the guy's name in Jurassic Park that's the head of the whole Jurassic Park?
We have a T-Rex.
That's right. That type of a thing. But what they're talking about is they're drilling into some sort of rock. And it's very strange. The engineering guy says, we struck wood down inside this rock and it's sawdust. But there's no tree down there. It just looks like sawdust.
Yeah, it's 65 feet of sawdust.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yes.
So we find out from our little guy who has, I forget the name of the company, but he has a company.
Sub-Zero.
Yeah, so this guy, we're going to call him Sub-Zero.
We should. That's what I have in my notes, Eric, as a Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero. Come here. Yeah, so Sub-Zero, the guy Sub-Zero, he's very excited because he says the mountain is like a giant ice box. And you're like, what? And then he pulls out a little card, a laminated card, red and white safety instructions that he gives to the English guy.
Yeah. And they have some very weird instructions. And he's like, everybody on this site must follow these instructions. And at first they're like, don't drink, don't smoke. But the guy's reading down and he says, wash behind your ears. And he laughs. But the other guy's taking it seriously.
Yeah, because it says no cursing. Yeah. And he does curse. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what is that? What's going on? Keep drilling. I'm trying to do his voice. Keep drilling.
So they do drill, and we cut forward a little bit, and they've hit something, and they pull it out. It's a sample, but it's encased in ice. And Eric, I don't know whether it was just the TV I was watching it on. I looked on my lap. I can't see what's in there. Did you see what's encased in that ice?
Unless I'm wrong, Art, sadly, nothing. That's the sample. It's ice.
Oh, it's just ice. Okay,
Yeah,
that's it. That's it. That makes sense for what we're talking about.
It's just ice. They make it very exciting. It's ice. It is a slab of ice.
And he's holding it up, and the whole construction crew is out there, and he's on the ledge looking out over the landscape, and he starts whispering to himself, Eric, always believe. Always believe. And he gives a big speech.
Yep.
So,
and it's, I think this is on a stage set, but it looks great.
Yes. What they're doing here, you can tell, is they have constructed the set, but then they've put a blue screen behind it with these fabulous landscapes. I mean, this film looks beautiful. We should say it's shot clearly in Finland, and it just has all of this beautiful mountain ranges in the winter and just landscapes, wintry landscapes. But he gives a big speech that about how, he's always, since he was a child, waited for this moment. And we don't know what's going on here. They're not giving us a lot of explanation as to what's happening.
Yeah, it's very adamant about that. They're standing on a giant burial mound, and that it took, I was trying to figure this out. I was like, here's the voice again for you. It took centuries to build it, And you now have 24 days to open it. You have a grave to rob. I'm like, what?
Yes.
What? Grave? They're robbing a grave?
Yeah. And he mentions the Sami people of Lapland built this. That's the indigenous people in the Lapland landscape. Yes. So then we see behind construction equipment vehicles, there are two young boys watching this. Two young Finnish boys.
Do you want to slaughter their names or do you want me to do it for you?
I'll try.
You do it and then I'll.
Pietari, and Juuso. Juuso,
Pietari.
Yes.
They talk like that. Kids with, these are sturdy kids. And one of them's, what, I guess 9.
Mm-hmm.
And very, very cute. And then the other one's on a snowmobile. So he's got to be like 12 or 13 and he's got a gun.
They all have, they start them young, I think, up here, Eric. They're probably riding snowmobiles at 5.
Yeah. Not much to do. And you notice his 80s earring? Like it's, he's got long hair. So he's a brat.
Yeah. Pietari seems ominously concerned with this, what they're seeing up there. He thinks they're trying to dig up something in particular.
Yes. He thinks Santa's buried up there. And we want to point out it's a forbidden zone. It's all fenced off and it's a big mountain.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not a huge mountain, but big enough that it's...
And based on an actual mountain that exists. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you want to try and slaughter the name or should I?
Nope.
Korvatunturi?
There you go.
Korvatunturi. It's an actual mountain. Actually, I think the technical term, Eric, is it's a fell. A fell,
yeah.
Yes.
A fell means that you built it. Doesn't it mean that? You built it?
I was trying to determine exactly, but that's the term that they use as a fell. And it's in Lapland. It's said to be, this is true, everybody, in that mythology, that's where Santa's workshop is. That's where Santa lives, is that mountain in Lapland.
Oh, well, now we know it's in another place in Lapland because I get emails all the time. Like, come to the place where Santa really is in Lapland. I was like, oh, I thought it was the North Pole.
Right. And just as a side note, apparently that was not ancient, the idea that that's where Santa's workshop was. I guess a Finnish radio host in 1927, he was a children's hour radio host. He came up with that it was on that mountain. So then everybody just started saying,
Art, as a firm believer in Santa Claus, I want to point out that we don't know where Santa's workshop is, and could be in the North Pole. We don't know. Could be a ruse. Could be in it could be in Africa. We don't know. Maybe like swarm climates. So just going forward, we don't know for sure.
These boys, like you said, this is a fenced off, secure area. So they come out of there and we see that they've cut a hole through the fence. That's how they got in, these boys, to go up there and spy on this.
Yep. And the Yuso's like, what a baby, you still believe in Santa. And Pietari's like, well, who's the Santa? He's so cute. Who's the Santa who came to our house? And he's like, it's, I'm going to destroy this guy's name, but it's Piparnen.
Yes.
He's our neighbor. He pays, apparently the dad pays Piparnen to play Santa. So it's oh my God, the poor kid's learning.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's steadfastly still believing, though, I have to say.
Yeah.
Even in the face of Juuso's evidence, Yeah,
he's getting knowledge that is not necessarily true.
Mm-hmm.
So just pointing that out. What I love, Art, is, I don't know if you noticed it, but then there's an explosion on the mountain.
Whew, yeah.
And it's a plume of smoke.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at it as many times as I have, which I have, I was like, wait a second. It looks like a creature. It's got horns. The smoke has 2 trills. And if you pause it, it looks like a Krampus kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make a big deal out of it, but I'm like, did they do that on purpose? They must.
They must have.
Yeah.
Eric, this screenplay, I will just say, is too smart. This filmmaker is too smart to have not meant that.
Yeah, it's very clever.
Right. And so we're back at home with Pietari, and he's reading lots of books about Santa Claus.
Yes. And is this where we get what we should be opening credits before this?
Mm-hmm.
But we don't.
Yeah, it starts. The credits start.
And there is no name. It's just a symbol. It's in what is the 5-pointed pen? It's like a
It's very
sign?
small on the screen, actually, in the center of the screen. It's like a logo.
Yeah, it's a
something.
logo. It looks like a sturdy looking Santa.
And so when you're watching for the first time, you're like, what is that logo? What is that
I liked
little
it.
thing?
I
What
liked
is
it.
what is that? Yeah, you're like, is that the Sub-Zero logo? Is that that's what I was thinking my first time through. Yeah. So now we have the kid, he's going through lots of books like The Origin of Santa, the original Santa Claus.
Yes.
But the pictures in them, Eric, do not look like our Santa Claus in those pictures.
No,
Yeah.
we just watched Krampus. We just did an episode on Krampus, and they're very Krampusy. I'm sure you've seen, you looked at a bunch of them, and I was like, is that a fat Krampus Santa sitting on a throne of skulls?
Yes.
What is that?
Yeah, one of them is because it's it's a horned creature and it's dunking a kid, looks like in boiling oil or something, and
yes,
they're smacking them with sticks, and it's
ancient Santa at his cauldron. And guess what? I was saying guess what a lot in our other episodes, so I'm going to say that again. Guess what?
What?
We conveniently have Orsina right here to answer a question, or while we're talking about ancient Santa. Hi, Lola.
My timing is always perfect.
It is.
Hi, Orsina.
Happy holidays.
Hi, Art.
We were just talking
Lola,
about ancient Santa from the Norway, Finland area.
And we were talking about the little kid Petri.
Yep.
And he is being told by his 13-year-old friend that there is no Santa. So tell me briefly, if you can, what's your experience with Santa, you little Swede? You're not a Swede.
I'm not a Swede. I'm a Swiss.
Well, I wanted to.
My
Don't
experience
even know my own wife.
with Santa was being the youngest of 4. There was absolutely no Santa. I never really believed. But also, it's kind of a little bit different in Switzerland. The Christ child is supposed to bring the presents on Christmas. So in Switzerland, on December 6th, you're visited by Santa Claus, which is sort of Saint Nicholas. That's when he comes and makes sure everyone's being good for the month. And then on Christmas Eve,
do you get anything from Santa Claus?
You might get like a little candy or chocolate.
What if you're bad? Do you get taken in a bag and eaten?
You get scared and you get threatened. I mean, this was my parents' upbringing. So, the Christ child was supposed to bring the gifts on Christmas Eve. It was dubious. So it was like
So you walked
mashup.
out, right? You walked out on Christmas Eve, and little baby Jesus with a huge sack of gifts came down your chimney, dropped off the presents, and left.
Yeah. So we would go out for a walk. And then when we would come back to the house, magically all the candles on the tree were lit and the lights in the house.
Live candles
real
are.
Candles,
oh my gosh.
And then all the presents were there. There wasn't a single present there until you got back from your walk on Christmas Eve. So it was a Christmas Eve present opening tradition in my household.
So you're kind of like Yuso in this film, Lola, where you don't believe in Santa, but guess what?
It was also
Santa's real. In our house, Santa's real.
Santa's still real, and our kids are 19 and 22.
Did you say Sammy Claus? Did you say Sam?
So in Switzerland, it's Sami Claus.
Sami.
And then and he has a tattered companion whose name is Schmutzli.
You're not making this up, are you?
I'm not. In Switzerland, it's Sami Claus comes with his little henchman Schmutzli, who's sort of like the imp, and they threaten all the kids and make sure they're staying in line for the Christmas season.
Yeah. Wow.
Schmutzli.
Das ist Schmutzli kommen for the children. Well, see, I knew your timing was good. So now.
All right, bye.
So now we have the background, Eric, here.
Yeah.
That's what he's learning in these books. We just got it from Ursina. He's learning that there's.
Got it from Ursina. And the book, like you were saying, just the pictures, there's one, I don't know if you probably were looking as hard as I was, but the Santa figure, who still has horns and looks just gruff and awful, is carrying a kid, has a switch, a little stick, and the kid's legs are ripped open.
Yeah.
With wounds.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is scary stuff.
Nasty.
Yeah, it is. And we do
terrible.
notice too, he's seeing some other things. Pictures, these are supposed to be Santa's barefoot walking in the snow. So Santa walks through the snow barefoot.
Which is kind of, really, that's not health conscious, is it?
Yeah, and I never heard that part of the legend, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, and there's a giant one. You see the giant one? It's like an illustration of this thin, giant old man, and he's walking over the trees, and he's got little kids hanging from ropes.
Yeah.
What?
And is this where we see Pietari's trying to draw his own little, he's trying to draw, he has this figure, an old man with the beard with horns, but he's drawing a Santa cap over the horns. That's what he's trying to do there.
Probably schmutzly.
And then we get, it's one day till Christmas, Eric. We get our ka-chunk up on the screen, a little countdown there. And we cut to, I just immediately thought, I mean, he's kind of not introduced to us yet, but Pietari's dad is here. And Ruaro, is that how you pronounce his name? Oh,
no, Dad. I pronounce it Dad.
Dad.
I didn't even.
Okay. So Dad.
I think they say his name once, but he calls him Dad, and I forget what the dad is in Finnish. But he's like, I forget. Oh, sorry, Finnish people.
But we're suddenly in like a Chuck Norris Rambo movie. He's in the mud in a big pit. This guy putting stakes that he sharpened, big wood stakes, into the mud. And this is like gritty cinematography. We're spending a lot of time. And what we realize, Eric, he's building a trap. It's like a big hole, and he suspends a pig's head above it, above this hole.
Yep. And people know it as like a tiger pit, or it's called a wolf pit or a tiger pit. So, and this guy he looks like a young Santa. Kind of. He's got the beard. You know, he's wearing a sweater with a hole in it.
Yeah.
So it's rough. It's rough up there.
Yes.
In Lapland.
Like I said, this is serious business.
Yeah. You hear a wolf howl. You're like, oh, shoot. Oh, my God. And it's a tiny town, right? There's got to be a dozen or so just.
Yeah. And it's run down a little bit, the houses that we're here with. And then we see that Pietari's asleep, sitting up on top of a whole bunch of books and things like that in suitcases, staring out the window. He's asleep, and he has a good system for keeping himself awake. He has in his hand some keys and things on a steel ring, and he's put on the floor a metal plate so that if he falls asleep and the keys hit the metal plate, he'll wake up.
Yeah. So if you let go, bang, hits the bedpan. Bang.
Right. There you go. Yeah.
But he doesn't wake. He's just dead asleep. So I guess he blew it.
Yeah, because he was still holding on to the things.
Yeah. Dad wakes him up with a snowball to the window. And this kid's great because he falls off. And falls off. I thought he did a great job of just being surprised.
Yeah, so we get that he's terrified. It's interesting, Eric. This is a kid who's terrified of Santa Claus. That's our introduction to this kid.
Now, where did he get those books, Art? Who gave him all those books? He literally had, 75 books in his room all about
Santa Claus.
Every year he gets one from.
Because I'm sure this town doesn't have a local library that has even that many books in it, Eric.
They're all about Killer Santa, I guess.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, he gets up. He has a stuffed animal friend that we notice. Vupe. It's pretty. It's seen better days. Vupe is like a little dog or bear. What is it? I couldn't quite figure it out. It's mangled though. Handmade. So I'm imagining his mom might have made it for him. Yeah, they don't say that. Which I like. Which I like. The film doesn't go out of its way to give us backstory and stuff. Yeah. So,
but he's talking to Volpe, and he's like, Volpe, you didn't do your job. You had one job. We have one job, Volpe.
And he has an advent calendar, Eric. But
who doesn't?
But it's on the 24th, and he doesn't open that day. A matter of fact, he tapes it shut.
Actually tapes it. Yep. We don't do that here. We open up and we have candy here, but he's like, no way, it ain't happening.
It's like he wants it not to be coming.
Yeah. Well, that's the best way is you take a calendar and you tape it up. It's not the day will never go. He's 9. Give him a break.
Looks out the window, Eric, and this is creepy. There are bare footprints on the roof where his window is that have come up onto the roof.
Yes, and not a bear.
No.
But bear.
Yes, bare feet,
Yep.
just like he saw in the book.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Dun, dun, dun. And I love his little outfit. This is frozen world, basically.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Lapland, just dismal frozen. He doesn't care because he grew up there. So he goes out to see his dad. He's got boots, a sweater. Christmassy, he's very Christmassy. He's got his little hat and tight blue underwear with no pants.
His bare legs, yeah.
It's awesome. He wants to go see his dad to tell him about these freaking footprints on the roof, yo.
Mhm.
Dad's busy.
Yeah, well, Dad's busy in his murder shed. Like what? I mean, we haven't seen it yet. I'm jumping ahead, but like,
Well, yeah, because
the Atari it wants to come in, and his dad's in there working. He says, "I'm working," and his dad. There are two big reindeer antlers. Are the handles for these two sliding doors, which I thought was kind of cool. And Pietari goes in, but he has to keep his eyes closed.
Yeah, and his dad's kind of a little jerky. And notice on the door, don't know if you noticed, but remember that logo at the beginning of the movie? You're like, what is that?
Yeah.
There's a logo on the door, same shape, but it's reindeer horns.
Mm-hmm.
Just pointing that out.
Yeah.
And it says something on it.
Yeah.
But his dad's a meat guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he's
he's got a big pig, but he's really butchering it up. It looks like a real pig. Like this production design, I was like, I think that's a real pig that he's butchering because it looked super real.
Yeah. And as a dad, this guy, he's something. This kid to him is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, a little bit. I think there's something in him that wants to be the good dad and is gentle, but also like, go out. Why are you talking to me? What do you, it's very businesslike.
Yep.
And Pietari wants to know, Dad, why'd you turn the Christmas lights off last night?
Well, Art, this is a thing that I have too, is he says, well, who's going to see him at night? Nobody. What are you talking about? And if you think about it, Art, Christmas decorations outside of your house, the person that sees them the least is the person who lives in the house. I mean, think about it. I have to go out and look at mine every night to go, yep, okay.
Yeah, that's right. You don't get a chance.
You don't. You're like, I guess they're on.
You just content in your house, Eric, with your cocoa, knowing that they're on. You have to content yourself that they're out there.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's Roundup Day.
That's what it is. It's Roundup Day.
I forgot. I want to call him Peter. I mean,
Pietari.
We sound Italian now, Art. Pietari, what are you doing?
But they do a little bit. In fairness, it sometimes does sound a little bit Italian when they're talking.
They're very sing-songy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's cool.
Especially the kids, I think. Yeah.
Great. It's a great language. You have no idea what they would be saying, but it's a great language. They're like, like, what? I can't even understand like the intention in your voice.
Right. So they're going to leave to go to a reindeer roundup. And before they leave, Pietari says to Vupe, his little stuffed animal, he's looking at the mountain off in the distance, our big mountain. And he says, he's spying us. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's all in that Santa's up there. So they take the snowmobiles and the dad gives Pietari a gun. He gives him a gun. He's like, here you go. Do you know how to use it? He goes, is it loaded? He goes, well, what use is it if it's not loaded?
And Druso's there. He has a gun too. The kids are just packing out here in this landscape.
Yeah, he's used to his gun.
But I get the feeling they've mentioned a few times there's wolves around, things like that out there. So I guess kids start them young. Yeah.
This idea is to round up I believe they're caribou, but we're calling them reindeer.
Mm-hmm.
They're expecting hundreds of reindeer to come like migrating.
Mm-hmm.
And then what they want to do is put them in this corral. And one of my favorite guys in the movie, constantly wearing aviator sunglasses.
Yes.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And also looks like a version of Santa. He looks like the guy, Yahoo! Bumbles bounce, nothing. He looks like Cornelius. I want to call him Cornelius from now on. But he has this great idea to electrify the fence with all of the all of the electricity power available in the entire Lapland area. Because when he turns that on, it's just sparking and
Now, so the idea is they have this big pen, and I guess they're going to round up the reindeer into this pen.
yeah,
Is
it's
this
just what
for?
I just said.
I
just
know,
said that.
I know you did, but I want to clarify: is this for they sell the reindeer meat, they butcher it, or is this for exporting reindeer? Because Lapland has reindeer to like zoos and things. I don't.
No, Art. Oh,
Okay.
that's so sweet.
I didn't.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, like
okay.
a Christmas movie. We send the reindeer to Santa's village.
I was a little confused. No.
No.
And we learned
Remember
there's
the
a little.
pig? Remember the pig?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the fate of these
No.
reindeer.
Yeah.
But this guy that you love with the aviator sunglasses, Pipaaranen, I think is his name.
Aaron, sure, yeah.
Pipaaranen. But he also, they drop a line here we should know, because my first time through, I didn't catch this. His helicopter is not working right now. He usually uses a helicopter to round up the reindeer. So, and they mention that, which is important for something later I was a little confused about.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
No,
I thought about that.
it's
I'm
a
like,
little
it's not-
thing that on my second watch I caught, but on the first watch I was a little, wait a minute, so for something that happens later. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So anyways.
Something's wrong because the reindeer are coming. They're like, yay. And you see two come over the crest of the hill, right?
Yes.
And that's it. Just two. So all of those reindeer that they were expecting were not there.
Yeah.
And they have to go, they're like, well, let's go find out. So they go over the crest of the hill. Remember that fence that was near the mountain? Right in that area, there's like hundreds of dead, ripped open reindeer. And so, I mean, they say, I don't know how they counted them, to be honest, but there's 430.
That is a lot.
carcasses. That's a lot of dead reindeer.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a hole in the fence. And then they say that they usually get about $85,000. Or I don't know if it's dollars, but $85,000 for their seasonal slaughter of the reindeer. And now they get nothing because all the reindeer are dead, except for the two scrawny ones that left.
Now, this is where I was confused, because is it 85,000 per reindeer or 85,000 total? 85,000 total, right? That
Total.
doesn't seem like a lot, does it?
No, they're poor. The whole town is poor.
Yeah.
You like the hole in the sweater, the dumps that they live in. You know, it's just not. It's messy. Yeah, they're just eking out a living here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So 85,000 is their like, yay, we can live for another year, but no.
Yeah, so they're by the fence, the adults and Joso. But before Joso leaves Pietari, he says Pietari is getting a little guilty about them having gone through the fence and cut that fence. And he says to Joso, he says, do you think maybe we should, I'm thinking maybe we should confess.
Yeah, it's a good idea, right?
So Joso is like, listen, kid, no way. First of all, your dad will kill you, first of all. Like, second of all, I'm not going down for this.
Right. And they think it's wolves got through this hole and killed 450 reindeer. But our little hero, Petrie, he lifts one of the carcasses. I thought he had a problem with carcasses, but he lifted up and there's a freaking human footprint underneath it. Bum, bum, bum.
Looking like the ones that were on his roof.
And this is where we know that Petrie is like the runt of the litter, and he's always kind of bullied and told what to do all the time. So that you see that about this kid. He's like, oh no, all the time. Yeah. And it's getting dark now.
I was going to ask you, I think there's something in this movie with like darkness in the day. They're getting in the winter nights, right? Is it a little different over? I didn't look it up, but I think we're supposed
fast.
Yeah,
I think it's mostly dark.
Mostly dark.
Yeah. So that's why they don't make a big deal out of it. You're like, wait a minute, wasn't it dark like 7 minutes ago?
Yeah, so they want to go up. They decide to shoot the lock on this fence, and they're going up to the top of the mountain to the Sub-Zero facility that's up there.
Sub-Zero. I'm going to probably say that every time you do that. Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
But yes, they go up there. There's that office that we saw. I guess it's an office.
Yeah.
And there's nobody there.
Nobody. It just looks like it's abandoned. Matter of fact, recently abandoned. They do the old cinema standby. There's coffee still warm. Yeah.
This food, uneaten.
Guy didn't even wipe himself getting off the toilet.
This toothbrush still has toothpaste on it. I don't think I can beat yours. I think that's no.
Anyways.
But Piparin says, come here. And for some reason, he knows how to turn on all the lights outside.
Mm-hmm.
But he does. He turns them on. Boom. And there's a freaking huge hole in the ground, like an excavation hole, right?
Very reminiscent of The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing, right? With
Yes.
the big, lights around a big excavation site.
Yep. And Dad has the idea to drop a flare down there, and it goes a long way down. So I don't know how deep it is, but they said they were drilling, and then they found 65 feet of sawdust, remember? So it's deep. It's pretty deep.
And Piparin finds, not Piparin, Pietari, he finds a little photo, almost like a sonogram almost of the mountain in the office.
Yeah, like baby's first picture.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it looks like the mountain. And then there's this circular thing in the middle with almost like the vague outline of a fetus-like thing in it.
Yeah.
So he takes that. He steals that.
He does. Yep. And then it's the next day, and Dad's putting the most pathetic ham in the most pathetic oven with the most pathetic Christmas tree. And here we go back to Orsina. That Christmas tree is the kind of Christmas tree that she grew up with, where you can see right through it. And this one doesn't have candles, but it has the handmade.
It's like the Charlie Brown tree, but just a little more sturdy than the Charlie Brown tree. It can sustain some things. And upstairs, though, Pietari is dressing in his hockey gear. He's got a helmet on. All the colors you can see are arranged Christmassy colors. It's red.
Great.
He's
He's the only Christmas character in the entire movie. Everybody else is drab, but this kid, he's red and white and green.
Yeah. And he's trying to explain to Yusso, who's up there, what's going on. He's like, Santa, there's a real myth about Santa, not the Coca-Cola myth that we've that's come up in a couple of movies now, Eric.
Coca-Cola Santa's a myth. Yeah.
Yes. And
he's showing him the illustrations that he took out of the books, vandalism.
Mm-hmm.
And then he shows him that photo.
Yeah, the cross section of the mountain. Yeah. And he tells him the legend that the Sami people, the indigenous people, didn't like Santa because he was
taking the kids off and whipping them to death. Yeah.
Shredding their calves with whips.
Every kid's naughty, apparently.
They lured Santa out onto an icy lake. The ice broke. Santa fell through the ice and it froze over. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is what I got from this.
No, you're right. You're right.
Then they pulled up that ice block, carried it to a location, and then built the mountain on top of the ice block.
Your lore is accurate. Your legend is accurate, Art. I have a couple issues with the luring of Santa.
Yeah.
So if this is true and they lured Santa, how did they lure Santa? Were they like, Santa, jingle bells, come on the ice and play hockey? What did they do?
Kids?
I don't
he
know.
seems to love the kids, man.
He loves the kids.
Yeah.
Maybe they're all being naughty on the ice, like pulling their pants down.
Oh, yeah.
Snorting. Yeah, they're like, Santa, you suck. And,
I didn't wash behind my ears, Santa. Look at that.
I'm smoking. Santa, I'm smoking.
You see Santa's like getting to the edge, putting his foot on the edge of the water, like, I don't know about this. I don't know.
But yeah, that's what happened. They built the fjord. What'd you call it?
Fell,
not a fjord, fell, which I've seen actual fells in Iceland. So, but not as big as that. And they buried Santa so he would never torment the kids again.
Yeah. And so now we're putting together all the stuff we've learned. We're like, sawdust. They packed the ice container that Santa was in tons of sawdust and put him down there and entombed him down there.
Yep. He's basically entombed forever. And one of the lines I love that Petrie says is, it's the real Santa. He tears naughty kids to pieces.
Yes.
Like, why is Santa such a dick? I mean, really? He's like, look, I've got infinite number of presents, but you mess up once if you say shit just once, I'm going to basically eat you.
I don't even think that he brings the presents from what Ursina just told us. Baby Christ brings the presents later.
Yeah, little baby
Krampus
Jesus.
is all about the punishment. He's
Yeah. Little
this
baby
Santa
Jesus.
is, yeah.
He rides in I don't know if you know this, but little baby Jesus, he rides in a manger. So it's a little manger. And it's not reindeer.
It's the
that pull it.
donkeys.
It's the donkey and the cow.
And the camel. And the
Yeah,
camel.
the camel. And the camel's always in the back because wicked slow compared to the other ones. And he flies down and he throws holy water and myrrh at you. And then he leaves with his little diaper.
Yeah. Puts
Baby
the
Jesus.
presents down and then, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
out.
maybe it's
Can
the
you
camel do it.
imagine? That would be like you're imagining as a kid, rather than imagining Santa, you're imagining how does the baby Jesus visit everybody
Yeah.
on Christmas
Yes.
night?
This
It's like,
straw sprinkled near the tree, so you know he was there.
oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yuso doesn't believe him.
Well,
He's
he
like,
pulls the old trick, Eric. He looks like he's taking it all in, and then he goes, "Bah!"
Yeah.
and does the laugh. He doesn't, yeah.
Yeah.
But Pietari brings up confessing again. I think he's thinking, I don't want to be bad. I don't want to, like we
when's
did
the
this
last
bad
time
thing.
they were spanked? As if that's a thing. You're like, oh, we get spanked often. When's the last time we were spanked? They're spanking him up in Lapland.
Yuso says, no, we're not confessing, dude.
Yeah. No.
And he leaves. And then we have Sad Dad Christmas here, Eric. We have a nice poignant. It is poignant. It's a very,
It's good.
in the midst of this movie, suddenly you have a very depressing Christmas. But I like this because Dad's making gingerbread cookies. This rough, gruff
Thin
dad that we
Lapland
saw.
gingerbreads. Yep. They're the crispy snap. They're like ginger snaps.
Mhm.
But you mentioned that, Art, and this is what I like about Rare Exports is because this is into the movie when you see this. Usually what they do is they present you with all this, building of characters that you don't need any of this information. And then they have a horror movie and you don't care about any of the information that you heard. It's like divorce dad or this or that or this or that. But this one is like a quarter of the way through. You're going, oh, geez. Oh, the dad's really sad because his wife is dead. But then they just kind of put it in there. I liked it.
Yeah, it's really good. It helps to ground the movie. It reminds me, Eric, if you know Jaws, I know you and I are big Jaws fans. Like a little bit into the movie, you suddenly have that thing where Chief Brody's all stressed and then his kid is imitating him at the table.
Yeah.
His kid's doing the sad faces and he changes his face and it's that cute little back and forth there. And this reminded me of that structure where suddenly you have a connection. Yeah.
Because you care. If they gave you all that at the beginning, you don't care afterwards. When the monster's chasing you, no, you don't care about anything. But they do
also
have this nice scene.
Yeah, and also it's that nice little thing, Eric, where it reminds me a little bit of, a Christmas Carol where Christmas Present takes Scrooge around the world. And you see people celebrating Christmas even in these dark times, like the two men out in the lighthouse way out in the ocean. And they have a little candle, right? They have the little candles. And the dad lights two red candles on the table in this meager.
Let's not forget the men in the mines with their lanterns singing Christmas carols.
Yes, right? This reminded me of that sort of spirit where the dad, just by lighting those candles, is making it and gingerbread cookies, they don't have a lot. And he's making it a little bit Christmassy for the kid.
Yeah. And the kid's eating the cookies and like, that's just like mom makes.
Mm-hmm.
And then he asks his dad if he's been good. And the dad really doesn't want to have a conversation because he's losing it. He's getting so teary. He's like, you know what? Good kids be in bed right now. So why don't you get on up there? And then when he's crying, it's very, very touching. This.
Right. But there is a weird moment where the kid said, Dad, what if I didn't exist? What if I was gone?
Yes. Well, he was thinking if his dad was going to say something like, well, wouldn't matter. But yeah, I think it has to do with what if Santa took me.
And I was gone. Yeah.
The dad can't handle it. He's like, you should be gone to bed.
Well, like you said, the dad's losing it a little bit. I think he wants to have a moment alone. And I love this, Eric. Probably little detail. I'm sure it was accidental. The kid's going up the steps, Merry Christmas, and they say Merry Christmas. And then Vupe gets caught on the stairs.
Yep.
And he has to go back and kind of loosen Vupe and take him, and they go up the stairs.
That's real. That's what you would do. And
yes.
Vupe's on that long leash.
Yes.
He drags Vupe everywhere.
Yes.
Drags him. He doesn't hardly, whenever he's walking, Vupe's on a leash.
Mm-hmm. And then dad can lose it now a little bit. The tears start coming.
Because it's Christmas Eve, yo.
It is. Yeah.
He's got that little tree, that Charlie Brown tree, and the cookies, and the little ham, the tiny Cratchit ham. Let me ask you this question. So the kid goes upstairs, and he's in his gear. And by the way, on his butt is cardboard.
Yeah. He tried to give Yuso some cardboard for his butt, too.
So in case you get whacked by Santa, it's not going to feel as hard. But where did the suitcases come from? He's sitting on a pile of suitcases. I'm like, did they travel when the mom was alive? And it all went to shit when she left? Because I was just like, that's a lot of big-ass suitcases, like steamer trunk. But he falls asleep.
Yeah, well, he's got his keys. He's got his keys, but he didn't count on this, Eric. The key ring is kind of through one of the threads on his red sweater. Love it. And it falls, and it just, because it's unraveling from the sweater, it's not going to hit the bedpan. So it just kind of gently goes into the bedpan. So he doesn't get woken up.
Yeah. And his mom probably made that sweater.
I know.
And she probably made the dad's sweater too with the little hole in it. It's a horror movie. It's not a drama.
It's all drama. Another little segue, Eric. Norway, Finland. It's very serious. These people are all taking this very seriously, and especially the adults, the guys. It's very grim, and it just reminded me there was a Saturday Night Live sketch relatively recently where it was Norwegian actors acting out these things, and it was on the set. And you're gonna laugh because it was so serious. Daughter is dead, or like Stellan Skarsgård. Think of that actor. And then the director would yell cut, and the actor would be like, "Ooh, chills! I have chills. You were so good. Oh, amazing!" Like it was just very funny. But then they would do it. Okay, let's take two. We're moving on to and they're just so like these people in this movie. But then in between, they're just like, "Oh, good job." And they're giggly.
I give you hugs.
Yes.
You're so good.
Perfect. Yeah, that's what it's like. It was very funny to see them like change very suddenly. So I wonder with this, because reminder for everybody, we said it before, this is actual father and son doing these scenes.
Yep, I love it. So it worked so well for them too.
So now we're going to cut up to the Sub-Zero construction site for a second.
Sub-Zero. Thank you. Come here. Okay.
Yeah, lots of bustling. And then our engineer guy is there, and he gets a phone call from our money guy, the guy with the beaver coat. And he's just, is the cargo secured? That's what we hear on the other end.
Yeah, and the guy's like, no, it's not. We had to shut the whole thing down. And he goes, it still has a pulse.
Yes.
What does that mean?
And Eric, he says, it's not what you think, is what he says, too.
And he goes, remember the safety instructions. And he goes, fuck your safety instructions. And then all of a sudden.
Well, Eric, he swore.
Yeah. It clearly says on that laminated card, no cursing.
Yes.
All of a sudden, you hear, wah, 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 wah. And it's like somebody offset through a bunch of yellow work helmets.
What I love, Eric, is it looks like one person threw them. They didn't throw three people from different directions. It's like one person threw them all. Yeah.
Yep. So something happened.
Yes.
They all lost their helmets, every single one of them.
And you do hear a little bit, if you listen with headphones, you hear a little bit of like or something like behind the scenes. And then these two bare legs step into the frame in the foreground, looking at our engineer guy. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And so, Eric, I'm going to check in with you here at my first time watching the movie. I'm like, what is going on? Like, what is happening here? There are reindeer killed. There's this bare legs, Santa Claus walking on the kid's roof. Like, and there's what's buried inside this thing. What's in this mountain that they're digging up? You are not in a. I want to say it's mysterious enough. That line between mysterious and confusing. I'm not confused. I'm like, what is the mystery? What is happening in this area? What's going on?
I agree.
That's where I'm at.
I'm intrigued by what's happening, not confused, and I want to keep going. I'm like,
Yes.
what was that?
Yes.
You know, what killed the reindeer? Yes.
Yeah.
All of that stuff.
Yeah.
The footprints in the snow.
What's the book? You're like, what do these pictures in the book have to do with it? And yeah. So next morning is a tough one for Dad. We're cutting to the next the morning here.
Yeah. And we have another calendar fall goes boom.
Yes.
It says 0 days till Christmas.
Yeah. So at Christmas.
Well, I guess it's the 25th, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Dad, poor Dad.
Oh, that ham.
He was up all night. He probably fell asleep.
And
Why would you put the ham in the night before? It's not a turkey.
I didn't know. But he might have fallen asleep. Yeah, so not having too good of a time because he wants to build a fire too because it's so.
Yeah, he burns the ham. It's no good.
He starts to put wood in the fire. He throws a log into the fireplace, and it's like something's in there. It goes like, wham! Something and soot comes out of the fireplace, and I'm thinking, oh my God, what's in there? What is it like? Krampus is in the fireplace type of thing. You're like, whoa. And Pietari's upstairs and hears it. Oh my God! He grabs his gun and comes downstairs. So,
just say that one more time. He grabs
his gun.
He has his 9-year-old shotgun.
Yes,
or rifle, whatever.
Yes, it's a little taller than him. I think if you put it up next to him, the rifle. But he comes downstairs and Dad's like, "All right, I don't know what's in there." You know, they go over and he pulls it out, and it's a bear trap is in the fireplace.
Yeah, well, he learned a lot, Petrie, with studying those books. And he thought, well, I got to protect ourselves, so I'll put a bear trap in the fireplace.
Not a bad idea, I guess, if you're...
Might want to tell your dad ahead of time.
Oh, yeah. I was like, oh, my God, his dad's not having a good Christmas. This is not up there in his Christmases.
So you got to ground your kid. Right. So naughty.
Now, I might be jumping, Eric, but did we see that Pietari staples the advent calendar close now? He does. Am I jumping ahead or am I?
I don't think he stapled it yet.
Oh, okay, okay. But we can get there.
Staple the. I think, yeah. But he is grounded, and he tells his dad he has to go outside to pee. There's no toilet apparently in the house.
They just
They just go outside and have a piss.
That house looks like it should have a toilet, but I guess there's no plumbing, no running water, right? They probably don't have pipes out to where they live, maybe? I don't...
Remember the little pot you were talking about, the metal pot where the keys fall in?
Yeah.
That's
a just in
pot.
Case. Yeah.
That's what that is. But while he's peeing, he looks over. Remember that wolf trap with the stakes? He looks over.
Pig head, yeah.
Yeah, with the big pig head gone. I want to point out the pig head had an apple in it. Just for no reason.
Of course.
Oh, last meal for the pig. Here you go.
Right.
Yeah. But the pig head's missing.
He calls for Dad, and I love this as like a father-son type of thing. The dad comes out and is like, stay here. I'm going to go down the pit. And it's very funny because he keeps saying that as he approaches the pit. He's like, stay there. But then Pietari keeps following him down. He doesn't listen to him. He keeps following him down. I thought that was a nice little thing. They don't, like you always say, they don't have to include something like that, but I thought it was a nice touch.
Yeah. They do have a relationship for sure.
Yes.
It's just not, you can tell he loves the kid.
Yeah.
But there's something in the trap because those huge stakes that are sticking out, the predator trap stakes.
Yeah.
There's blood on one of them, like blood running down.
Yeah.
And I didn't usually ask me this, but then he makes a point to pick a feather.
I saw that too. And I didn't understand, even on my second watch, what that is. I didn't quite get that.
Yeah, I don't think there's, whatever reason it is, art is lost, I think, because I'm like, why are they so adamant about showing you a feather?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it must be a bird. I don't know why I'm doing Arnold Schwarzenegger now. We should point out, when you're watching this, it is subtitled and it's in its native language.
Mhm.
Don't watch it dubbed. Do not.
Yeah, I didn't.
Because you'll just ruin it for yourself and you'll hate the movie. Just read the subtitles. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm. And then the dad sees there's a hand, human hand.
Yes. Not severed, right?
No.
We just see underneath. So maybe a person fell down there and he doesn't tell Petrie. He's like, nope. They just go home and
Have Christmas dinner, Eric. Isn't this the Christmas dinner you always wanted?
Yeah.
No ham. So
No ham.
they're just snacking on gingerbread cookies.
Yeah. There's no food.
Oh.
Yeah. And then you hear something going on outside. So the
Mhm.
dad goes out and Petrie looks out the window and sees Santa.
Yeah. It's our friend with the aviator glasses, Eric.
Yeah. We call that a Santa's helper.
Yeah.
That's a Santa's helper. So
Piparinen, I think is his name. I'll say it again.
Yeah. Yes. So he is dressed as a Father Christmas. So it's a long robe. Anybody
Mhm.
knows what a Father Christmas outfit looks like? It's that long, like Scrooge. If you saw Scrooge, the movie, the musical, it's that kind of thing.
Mhm.
So, and he's got it's the cheapest possible. How he pulled off being Santa every year, I don't know.
But he's got a Santa gig, he says. I'm going to my Santa gig.
Yeah, he's got gigs. What's he giving the kids? What is he giving the kids is what I'm wondering, right? Here's a log. What is he give? There's nothing here. Here's a tool. Screwdriver.
Like another gun, another shotgun.
Right,
I
his
guess.
ammunition for your new shotgun. Yeah. But him and the dad, Petrie sees from the window that they're dragging what looks like a body wrapped up in a tarp or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whatever guy was, I imagine whenever a guy fell in that trap, they're bringing to the
murder
workshop.
shed. I call it the murder shed.
The murder shed. The reindeer workshop.
Because we get a good look at the interior here with a long shot, and it looks like it's out of Hostel.
Oh, Art, you're right. It's a lot of tile. There's what looks like a tile fireplace in the back, right?
Yes. I was going to mention
like where you
later.
would bring someone if you're going to saw their feet off. Yeah.
And there's metal hooks hanging from every angle.
Yeah. Reminded me of Krampus a little bit. The
Yes.
Krampus hooks.
It's a very... The production design is great. It looks great, but this also, when you're watching it the first time, you're like, what is happening here? And there's a body in that trap, and they bring it in, they open up, it's an old skinny man, long beard, long white hair, but he has a passport on him.
Yeah, he has a jacket. They had it looks like one of the workers' jackets, but yeah, there's a wallet on him as well. And the describing of this guy, you're led to believe that this is a Santa if Santa didn't eat for 2 months.
Yes.
And was running in the woods naked. That's what this guy looks like. But blood on you can see his ribs. He looks like
probably where one of the stakes went through, right?
Yeah, because and I love pointing out the stuff that they did with his feet. The soles of his feet are super black. I mean, that's never coming out, no matter how many baths you take. So you're not ever going to see what your feet look like again.
But his passport, when they open it up, it's an American passport that he has.
Uh-huh.
The picture does not look like this guy at all.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't look like this guy.
Yeah, and Piparin's all it's like, oh, poor guy, he's not even 60. Because he's dead.
Yeah.
And I just still want to, if you guys don't watch this, which you should, the image of this guy, just the Roman nose, he's got big old teeth, he's got a huge brow. He looks like an emaciated Santa.
Yes.
Yeah. Just want to point out, you're really thinking, what is this? What is this guy? Is he naked Santa? What is it?
Yeah. And
what do you do with the body art if you're not going to tell anybody about it?
Luckily, Eric, you are in a butcher shop, basically, right? There's a big circular saw there, a big band saw that you can use, right? To cut
you can design
carcasses.
wood cutting. Yeah. You could cut out a sleigh, or you could cut a carcass apart. Yeah, but
Barrington says, we can do this, but I got an hour till my Santa gig. So
oh God, yeah. Can you imagine? They're like, Santa, what's that blood on you? Oh, quiet, kid. But Peter, Pitari goes down to the trap because what I like is he's not taking no for an answer. And he discovers a potato sack at the bottom of the trap. But in the potato sack, this is where, if you're looking for horror, which is where you start to go, okay, this has got to be a horror movie. Because he opens up the sack and inside is like it's a kid-sized Wicker Man looking horror doll with even hair that looks like dried moss or something. It is horrific looking kid-sized doll made out of nature. It's horrific, right?
Yes. And once again, you're like, WTF? What is this?
Yeah.
And so he wants to go tell them, but he can't go in the murder shed.
No, he can't. He doesn't want to look at it.
He doesn't want to look at it.
But they're gonna cut him up, but
suddenly they're gonna cut his arm off and the arm jerks back and they realize, this dude on this slab is still alive.
Yeah, he's a tough old bugger. Whatever.
Yeah. They put a knife up to his nose and you see the fog.
Creepy. The tension is building.
Yes.
For this. Yeah. And then you see his nose. He goes, like, the guy on the slab is like with his nose a little bit. And he smells something, and I'm led to believe that because Piotr is looking in the window, that he is smelling the kid, right?
Yes, that's what I thought.
So what does that mean? Is he Santa?
Yeah.
And he's smelling bad kids? Like, what is going on?
So Piotr sees this and runs away. He runs. He takes off. And his dad goes after him.
In the car, yeah.
in the car, leaves Piparin in there with this guy. He says, Piparin's like, what am I going to do? He's like, have a chat with him. I don't know. And he leaves him there and he goes, Jason, but they run into the sheriff because Pietari jumps in the sheriff's car because he's running down the road.
Oh, yeah.
And
Dad's like, oh shit.
Dad's like, oh my God.
I
know. Dad follows the sheriff and Pietari, and they get out at, it looks like Yusso's and his dad's place is where they arrive at. But the sheriff says lots of weird things have been going on
yes.
here.
And now we are introduced to Yusso's dad, whose name is, I think I got it. It's Ammo.
Ammo. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's call him Ammo.
Ammo.
And he's a typical what you're looking for in this. He's got a beard. He's scruffy. He's got a little cap on, like this sock. What do you call that? The sock cap or whatever. But he says, strange things have been happening. He said, my entire stock of potatoes.
And you think they got stolen. You're thinking potatoes got stolen.
Yeah. And he says, no, not the potatoes, just the sacks. And I love they go into his barn garage and there's a reveal of like just a sea of potatoes. It's great. And you're going, what? Why? Who took the sacks?
And the sheriff is like, I woke up this morning, everybody's calling saying their radiators were stolen.
Yeah.
And some
from the walls.
And some stoves around the town. Right.
Yeah. Ammo's going, and my wife's hair, doing this like he said it in English. My wife's hairdryer was also stolen. He's like, it's a piece, sheriff, it's a piece of junk. He goes, no, it's the latest technology in Russia. Yeah.
Now I think this is where this movie has some subtle things like geopolitics up in that area.
Yeah.
You have Russia's right there on the border. It can actually get quite serious. Just recently in the news, that area we were talking about with Santa's workshop, you go to visit all there. There's a NATO base that recently opened there, and they're increasing the NATO forces. I was like, oh, this is a good idea for Erik and I to write a movie about this area.
They're encroaching on Santa's territory.
But I did notice this movie, they do put in things about Russia and the border here, and that's one of the things that they put in there.
Yep.
And meanwhile, while the sheriff and the adults are talking, Pietari wants to go check in with his friend Yusso. So he goes upstairs.
Yeah. And all the kids sleep in the attic.
I noticed that.
You know, they're all in the coldest part of the house, upstairs to bed. In the
Maybe
attic.
heat rises. I don't know.
Not in my attic. He goes up to find him, and he takes the sheets back. There's another doll, and these dolls, they look like they're coming out of some horror movie about Wicca or witches or something. They just hollowed out eyes. They even have teeth. That's how creepy that is. If they don't have teeth, I'm imagining it, but I think they had something in their mouth.
I'm glad you're mentioning it because I did have a note that these are designed well. I like the design on these little straw effigies of children that they have. Yeah.
So who took Yuso? But he's gone.
I love the sheriff because Pietari brings it down to the adults and he's like, Yuso's gone. He's gone. And the sheriff goes, he's probably out chasing girls.
You know how you take all night to make a straw effigy of yourself and put it in the bed? Nobody's freaked out by this.
No. The sheriff's like, when I was a kid, you put some pillows in the bed and make your parents think. But your point, Eric, you don't make reminds me of like Escape from Alcatraz. They work for like 8 months crafting a human body that looks real. It's like these kids are really into sneaking out, Eric. They're like,
like that would fool the parent when they pulled back the covers. Oh, you're still asleep, I see. Okay. Your eyes are gone, but no big deal.
Well, these dads, maybe, Eric. I don't know. They're like, all right, good. Here's a gingerbread cookie.
Yeah,
puts
it on
next
the
to him.
face.
Yeah.
Oh.
So sheriff takes off, and Pietari's dad says to Ammo, we'll call him Ammo. Ammo, you speak English. You speak some English, so come back I need you. What it's that thing in movies, Eric, though, where like he's not explaining to him what he needs for because he doesn't want Pietari to hear.
For an emaciated Santa Claus that we about to cut up into pieces.
So we cut back while they're heading back. We cut back to Piparinen is in the shed and he notices that the guy, Piparinen's having some gingerbread.
There's a lot of, the dad must have made a lot of this gingerbread because it is all over the place.
He's snacking, but we notice our guy on the slab, our Santa looking guy that nose starts going and Piparinen's like, is it the gingerbread? He brings it over and it's that thing of like, he's putting it near him and the nose starts flaring and he moves it away. And he's like, oh, wow, the gingerbread is he even
gets it close to the mouth and that you can hear the thing go like he's trying to snap at the gingerbread.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's funny because this guy's good and still wearing those damn sunglasses, the amber colored aviator sunglasses, right?
But then it sounds like the Santa guy on the slab is trying to say something. Yeah. So Piparinen, big mistake, dude, leans in to listen and it's
a jump scare. And then it cuts to, you don't know what happened to him. Maybe he's dead.
That's what I thought he was a goner.
Yeah. And the guys show up in the truck so we got the two dads and Pitar. And the guy's outside, our aviator glasses guy's outside, and his ear is gone. His ear got eaten off. And he's doing it like he got a shaving cut. He's like, a
lot of blood. There's a lot of blood coming down. Yeah. It's like,
they're very sturdy. They're very sturdy up there. So they all go in and Ammo conveniently has a gun. And I'm scared. I don't know how you're feeling now, but I am scared because the way they show you the scene is now this thing that just bit off the guy's ear is huddled in the fireplace, the empty fireplace.
It's a great image. It's a really good image.
With his little Santa hat that he took off the guy before he bit him on the ground.
With a blood smear on the wall next to him. Yeah.
Yeah, it is creepy. And this guy is he can't be 90 pounds, whatever this is, right?
But he's sort of hunched and looking down. And
it's scary. I'm scared because this guy was staked. So he wouldn't be alive, right? And then he just was able to bite a grown man's ear off. And what I like is that because we have our English speaker, Ammo, like, say something to him, say something. He's like, I bet you loved all these lines. He's like, how do you like the land of the Northern Lights? I think first things he says when I just love his English. Like,
And
that's
then-
the first thing you'd say.
And Pietari, meanwhile, is in the house. So I guess they have phones in this
Oh,
village.
yeah.
He's calling, asking about his friends, all his friends. And they're like, no. And he has a list of his friends and he's crossing them off. So
And
we're
it's
seeing
Christmas Day.
Christmas
so do your
Day.
kids often just run off into the woods on Christmas Day.
Yeah. And we're seeing
You
so
know
all
what
the kids are
last
missing.
last name on the list?
I didn't see it.
Elsa.
Oh.
So let it snow. Where'd I go? Someone took me from my bed. They're back with whatever this guy is. This thing.
And he's not giving him any answers to
Nope.
Ammo's English questions, and so
Nope.
so they're gonna
That's
torture
hoping-
him. They're setting up to torture him. Ammo goes right into whisper, sort of like, "I'm not gonna like it if you don't answer." I'm like,
Yeah.
stay away from him, dude. I'm waiting for the guy to kind of turn on Ammo
Yeah,
and just
take his head off or something.
yeah.
And Dad's got his long pokey stick, the 10-foot pole, which apparently exists, a 10-foot pole. I didn't know that. But what they decide that they're going to use this guy for ransom, maybe. And one of the other lines that he says, he's like, "Wake up, Grandpa. We need money."
I love how you get the Arnold going here.
Yeah. What did you dig inside the mountain?
But Pietari comes out to tell people about the missing kids. He knocks on the door, and Santa suddenly perks up. Our guy in the
What we
in
believe
the fireplace.
We're led to believe right now, Art, that this is a demented kind of Santa.
That's what. Yes,
Right?
that's what I'm
Yep.
thinking at this point in the movie. I'm like, this is Santa.
Yeah.
This is Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Um,
And why?
Yeah,
But this is I don't know how you felt about it. It was a creepy ass moment for me because when Petrie's at the door, the Santa who's like huddling and doing nothing. Now he turns his head like with extreme knowledge in
Yes.
his eyes and looks like that. And then apparently he had bitten the stick in half, but the eyes do this change. They change color. Something freaky happens.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh. So you're thinking he can smell gingerbread and he can smell kids.
Mhm.
And this is when Pietri says that he's the only kid left. He's
Yes.
telling them all. And the dad's like, "What's going on? How do you know this guy? He seems to know you." And then this is where I love, it's like Pietri goes, "He knows all the kids. He's Santa Claus." And they believe him.
Yes,
They're like,
he's been
"What?"
spying on us. He's been
Yes.
So
And
at this
it's-
point, you think, oh, wow, yeah, these footsteps up to the window. You're like, this is the Santa Claus he's been reading about in these books. It's just, this is the vision of it. And Santa's just this evil thing, doesn't even talk. And
Nope. And they're very scared of him right now. All these grown men are still very scared of this guy. And they are absolutely not doing what they do in horror movies where they go, "Oh, that's bullshit. This isn't Santa." They're like, "Wait a minute." Yeah, but they build some great tension here for a skinny old man. You are terrified of this, whatever this entity is, because you think it's a diabolical Santa. So that's where we are. And then they come up with an idea.
well, they tie him up, right?
Yep.
And it is a comical image when you see, because he's suspended from the ceiling, almost like in a little Santa ball, like an ornament. And he's swinging from like a pendulum from side to side, suspended up there. And the rest of them are all just seated looking at him.
Yep. You get a shot from behind and they're passing the cookies around in what looks like that potty bowl.
Yeah.
It looks like that.
Oh,
But they're all enjoying those cookies. And I must not get all the ideas I have are probably from movies that I had. I never even thought until now, but we truss up a Krampus doll. We find Krampus on Christmas morning tied up, hanging from the ceiling, meaning we finally caught Krampus. And I'm thinking, oh my God, this is where it comes
that's
from.
where you got it
Because
from.
you can see his little hands, but his eyes, man, now he's got the wise eyes.
Yeah.
This
And he's
Santa.
looking, it's like he can't stop looking at Pietari, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
He
The
cannot
last
stop
kid.
looking
He
at him.
didn't get that kid.
And then we're interrupted by suddenly a radio voice goes on, something, the static from like a radio. And the jacket you said that was on this guy is on the floor. And there's a radio in there, and there's somebody on the other end.
Who is it?
It sounds like our Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero. Come here. I know, I keep doing it, but
he wants to know what's going on. He's like, where's the cargo?
Yeah, apparently he's like, where is Santa?
Yes.
And so all the guys come up with the idea. They're like, wait a minute. So Dad grabs a walkie-talkie and he says, we have Santa Claus. So is he like Omi and Krampus, the movie where he actually speaks English too, but only when he wants to?
Mm-hmm.
No, he knows some English. I love it. I love it. So now you get a great shot. You probably like the shot Shining style-ish, right? With the snowy mountain road.
Yeah.
It's completely snowing now.
Overhead. Yeah, I think they're using some CGI in here in this shot to get it.
Yeah,
but it's a great overhead shot. They're driving in the snow in the dark, and they're in the pickup truck heading because they told him we have Santa Claus. Santa Claus is for sale. And they're driving, and it's a great shot here. Pietari's in the back seat of the pickup truck, and Santa is in a cage in the bed of the pickup truck. And they have Piparinen's Santa costume. They've put it on this emaciated old guy, including the hat.
Yeah, I wanted to see that scene. I wanted to see them take him down. I picture like a cops video on YouTube where they're like, stop struggling.
But they're trying to put a Santa hat on him.
Yeah, you're picking up another charge. He's fighting it. They're giving him gingerbread cookies.
But he just comes down. It's a great shot for this movie, one of the best shots. And he comes down and he is over Pietari's shoulder and just looking at him with that Santa hat on.
Yeah, and it's something, and he never says anything, but you can hear it in his eyes. He's like, I see you. It's just really super, super creepy. And not as creepy, but still interesting is our guy is still wearing those sunglasses. It's the middle of the night, yo.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, the sun goes up and down so quick. Maybe he doesn't have time to take them off.
So they come into doesn't matter, but where are they, Eric? They come into a big place. There's like an airport hangar. There's there's lots of cargo bays. There's lots of stuff here.
Yeah, this is where we saw those yellow helmets get taken out. So
okay.
We're back over there. And on the ride over, they're discussing that if this is the real Santa Claus, just think of what it could be worth. Someone's going to make a lot of money. And as they're passing by, we see a stove also on the side of the road.
I noticed that detail.
Yeah.
But Pietari's dad is like $85,000. That's what we're selling him for, because I think that's the reindeer price. Yeah. But Piparinen is like, we should go higher. This is Santa. If this is Santa Claus, he's like, we should be able to get a lot more than 85,000.
Yeah. Well, they drive up and a helicopter lands with our little guy. And a pilot. And what I love is that Ammo finds his wife's hairdryer just sitting there on the ground. Like, it's my wife's hairdryer.
Yeah. And
he puts it away like it's a gun. He's like, put it away.
But we also realize that our guy here, who's the Sub-Zero, is very short. Like, we haven't realized that yet in the movie, because the helicopter pilot looks like 5 feet taller than he does.
Yeah. I think Ammo has also points it out and goes like, this guy's a midget. Yeah. But that's where they decide that's how much they want, is the $85,000. But very important, Art, plus 22 VAT.
I know.
It's a fee on top of that. So 22%.
Yeah.
So they show him Santa Claus and they somehow get him off that truck and in the cage. And I want to point out the cage looks like Planet of the Apes cage, or what Houdini would be in before he does a magic trick. It's a human-sized cage.
Yeah, where did they get that cage from? I was trying to figure it out.
Maybe they have the reindeer standing up when they're in cages.
Well, Eric, the whole time I've been saying that Pietari's dad has a murder shed. And now I'm wondering if he has something like that, just happens to have a human-sized cage.
That's why he makes his kid close his eyes before he goes in. He's like, if you hear a woman screaming, it's nothing. Don't matter yourself about it.
Meanwhile, Pietari's going over to this a huge hangar door with it wasn't until my second watch I noticed. I didn't notice it the first time. It's a big 24 on it.
Yep.
Just like his advent calendar back home.
The one he stapled shut, and he says out loud, he goes, it's the last door.
Yes.
Yeah. I like that. And he puts Volpe down. Why does he put Volpe down, Art? Because he's been carrying him this whole time, talking to Volpe all the time.
Yeah.
Why does he put it down?
Well, now he's going to become
Put on
a man.
your glasses. Yes, Art.
Now he's
Good
gonna
job. Like you wouldn't know that. Yes. This is just, he's like, I'm putting my childish things aside. I thought for sure you're going to wear your glasses and go, well, Erik, the growth of this child is finding out the reality of the world and at the same time fantasy.
Meanwhile, over at the cage, our Sub-Zero is approaching our Santa in the cage, and he's looking at him, and he's kind of going in close, and he suddenly says, put down your weapons and smile.
Yes,
he says, everybody, you need to put down your weapons and smile.
Yeah, because when he leans in to look at Santa, Santa's eyes change again.
Mm-hmm.
And he has this realization, and this is where you go, wait, what? I loved this on my first watch. He looks at everybody and he goes, this is not Santa. Oh, that's pretty close to his voice.
Yes.
It's one of Santa's little helpers. I'm like, what? What?
Mm-hmm.
Love that. You're like, wait a minute. This is not Santa? We were believing the whole time this guy's Santa Claus, and he says no.
Nope.
So what?
Mm-hmm.
All the lights go off.
Yes.
And you hear
does he say
pilot.
Santa's going to find out who's naughty or nice? I think he says.
He does,
right?
but the pilot apparently is naughty because the pilot gets dragged away.
Mm-hmm.
By who?
Well, we don't see.
No.
But then things start emerging from the shadows.
Yes. Looking similar to that Santa in the cage that was naked before, but this time they got, like, you can see one in the trees with a pickaxe.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, if you have any questions, because I did, and then I went, okay, that's why. Like the pilot getting killed must have been smoking a cigarette or something. That's my guess. But our little Sub-Zero guy says, if you listen, he says, God damn it.
Uh-huh.
And then he says, they're protecting their master. And then I get what I think is a disappointing kill, but I've been waiting for however long we've been recording to do this, where Sub-Zero gets a fatality.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I've been waiting.
Finish him.
Fatality. Finish him. Yeah. And how did you feel about what happens?
Well, it's a pickaxe goes through the back of his head, but we don't get a lot of...
No. It gets thrown, I guess, but it's so quick. And you don't really, because he said, God damn it, but it's a throwaway. So I thought first, why did they kill this guy? Because he is no longer needed in the movie. But I wanted him to go, God damn it, don't you, oop, like that. That would have been better. He goes,
like, he realized it because he's the one who's always about the rules.
He's like, oh, shit, I'm sorry. Oh, God damn it, I said another word. That, I wanted to see that.
I know. I agree. That would have been good. Yeah.
Yeah. But the other guys don't swear. They still have their guns. But they hot-footed. Hot-footed, is that a term? To the
they
hangar.
Vamoose.
They vamoose to the last door.
They go in, they close it, and then they come in and they can clearly see Pietari's in there and he's looking up at something, and they come up and he's like, the elves have built a nest for Santa.
Yes. And then
they reveal it.
You hear this. You hear, that's me doing a heartbeat. You can hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The reveal. I'm going to let you reveal.
The hangar is really big. It's huge. And in the center of it is a gigantic ice block that looks like it's been chiseled away. It's got ropes around it. But coming out of the ice block near the top are two massive. They look like ram's horns that curl up into like points, but that's just coming out of this massive ice block that's in the center of this room. And all around it are radiators and ovens and things like that. So you can see that it's melting. There's water on the floor. It's trying to accelerate the melting of whatever is inside of this thing.
Yes. Very Krampusy. Very reminiscent of Krampus and what the kids saw in the books. You're like, but you cannot see what is inside. You see a form, but you can't I try really hard to make it out. Yeah.
It's pretty opaque. Yeah. But there's something else here in the nest, Eric. We start to hear noises. Yeah, but we start to hear noises, and we realize at the base of this ice sculpture, there's a whole bunch of potato sacks.
Yeah, and they're moving because there's all the neighborhood kids. They're like, oh.
How many are there? I was trying to figure it out. There's a lot.
There's a lot more kids in this town than we thought. There's got to be at least 24.
Mm-hmm. And the sacks are writhing around, and the kids. And Ammo hears Yuso's voice inside there. He hears Yuso's down in there.
And he finds his kid. Remember the brave kid that was like, oh, you're a wimp. Now all the kids in the town are crying. And they start to barricade the doors with the stoves. Just asking is how many plugs, electric plugs, are in this hangar? Because there's got to be dozens. Where are they all plugged into? I'm just asking, like, did the elves, the helpers, bring extension cords too from the houses so they could plug everything in?
Yeah. Also, these stoves are very lightweight. Did you notice they're
aluminum? Yeah. They got to be aluminium. Yeah. So they're barricading the doors with the stoves and stuff. And I don't know if you caught this, but I look hard, as you know, when I'm looking for monsters. And it shows the ice, and there's a crack like that. Ice cracks. And right there, for just a second, if you look hard, it looks like a yellow eye right there. This is one of the first times I've actually seen that, because I was looking hard. And I went, oh! Because you can't make out anything. But sticking out of the ice, too, is a large, one might say it's a reed to whack kids with. But if this thing's like, whatever it is, 30 feet high, it looks like a tree branch sticking out of there, waiting to just release itself so it can start whacking
all the kids in those sacks.
Yeah.
But Pietari has an idea. Suddenly he gets an idea. And he has to shoot his gun to get the adults to pay attention to him.
Yep. This is what I love, where this kid that was a timid kid and nobody's listening to him, and he's dragging around a little doll. He's in his underwear. Now he's just like, everybody shut up. Listen to me. And they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And he read all those books, Art. So he's learned. He's schooled in Santa. He says, as long as the kids are here, the elves won't leave the hangar. And then he goes, it's either me or Santa. And then he pulls back one of those tarps, like Indiana Jones tarps. And there's explosives like dynamite in like dozens of boxes. And then he goes, because he said it's either me or Santa, he goes, I suggest Santa.
What I like, you pointed out earlier, Eric, is that the adults tend to go along with him now. Like
which is unusual for adults. It takes the longest time for them to believe it.
Yeah.
But they just, they're like, yep, you're in charge, kid. What do we do? What do we do? Help us out.
So the first part of the plan, they don't reveal it to us right yet, but Piparinen, our aviator sunglasses guy, goes out the doors of the hangar. He's going out where all the elves are. With all the elves. They push him out, and then Ammo hands him like a plate of gingerbread cookies.
Yeah, just a handful. Like,
handful.
Don't forget these.
And then they close the door on him. Yeah.
And he does such a great job.
Yeah, because he goes out and he starts throwing the gingerbread cookies. Like he's going, like you do with like a little kid or a dog. And he throws, and it works. It works. The elves go after that gingerbread.
Let's point out the elves now for the listener.
We're getting a better look at these things now.
We
Yeah.
are getting a great look at these guys.
Mhm.
So they're all basically different weighted versions of the same guy we saw. So behind the scenes, I'm imagining they hired a bunch of men. They're like, you have to be over 60. You have to have a beard. And you have to have no problem showing us your balls.
Yeah. Yeah. These are naked older men with long beards and long hair. Like Eric described earlier, they look like emaciated older Santa Clauses.
Well, some of them are pretty sturdy. There's
some are. Some have some weight on them.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And they all have, I'll look, nudity in a movie, I'm looking at it. They all have great asses, Art. They all very
Maybe that was in the casting notice too, Eric.
Yeah.
That could have been in there.
They're like, you really have to have really nice buns. Hot cross buns, please. So this is what we're dealing with. And they drop their weapons to eat. Apparently gingerbread is the thing for Santa's helpers. So cookies and milk. Yep. Apparently Santa's not the one eating them. It's the helpers.
And so his goal we see is to get to the helicopter. This is where I told you earlier that they dropped that line earlier because my first watch through on this time, I was like, wait, so Piparin can just jump in a helicopter and start driving it? And then I was like, earlier he has a helicopter. He can do this.
Art, this is where you're missing a great opportunity here. So Piparin, where does he go?
What do you mean?
He goes to the chopper.
Perfect. He got to the chopper.
Him and his one ear that he doesn't care about. He doesn't care. He's a sturdy lad.
So back in the hangar, we see they have a massive cargo net, and they are they're tossing all the kids in it in the sacks. They are not letting the kids out of the sacks.
Do not untie them. It's a bunch of screaming, suffocating kids.
And Ammo is like, so Yuso's got to go back in the sack. He's got to go because Pitari says it won't work, the plan, if even one kid is here. I have to go too.
Yep. And he's like, you listen to me. He goes, you just stick with the plan. And they're all going, okay.
Yeah. So he's like, the elves that are outside will not leave. So we're starting to put together, Piparinen comes over with the helicopter, and there's a big hole in the top of this hangar, you can see the sky. And so they're going to lower down, and they hook up this cargo net full of children in sacks.
Yep.
And Pietari just jumps on it like he's hero mode, man. Yep. He jumps on, grabs with one arm, helicopters. He's like a little Arnold Schwarzenegger or something.
Yeah. He's a little Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
A little Tom Cruise. Here's what I was thinking. I do not want to be the kid on the bottom of that net.
I thought the same thing.
My God.
I'm like, Pietari gets it easy. He's not in the sack. He's on top. It looks like he has to stand on. He's probably got his foot on some kid's head in the sack.
Shut up, Elsa. Shut up. And the dad, his dad is now, they have a ladder and they're drilling holes in the ice with a big ass drill, that huge. And they're putting the dynamite sticks in the ice. And I'm thinking, what is, this is Santa in there, right? This is a Krampus-like monster, 30 feet high. Very accurate according to that drawing of the one towering over the trees. And they're thinking they're going to blow it up is what they're thinking.
Yeah. And so the helicopter and all the kids are flying and it's working. The elves are chasing them. And it's some great shots, Eric, in the snowy landscape and the moonlight. We see all the elves running across the landscape, chasing this helicopter that has all these kids hanging from the bottom of it. I just thought this is a really unique. It's a really unique vision for a movie that somebody came up with and realized here. It's fun and interesting, and you haven't seen anything like it.
Nope.
And
a bunch of naked Laplandians running like reindeer over the mountains. It's amazing. It looks like hundreds.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these elves.
And then once they know all the elves are following, Pietari says, "Let's go to the pen, the reindeer pen." And immediately, Piparinen up in the helicopter seems to know exactly what he's talking about. We're going to round up these elves like we do the reindeer, right?
Yeah, he's like, this is a great idea. You know, I love that the fact that the kid is completely in charge and everybody's like, you're awesome. Still wearing his sunglasses.
Yeah.
And it's night. It's nighttime.
So they're flying off, and I'm like thinking about those kids in the cargo net, Eric. Some of the turns that helicopter's taking and the cargo net is swinging way out and way back like a pendulum. I can imagine, because imagine these kids have been in a sack for hours. They've been in, and now they're out in the cold, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah. Now I would want to be the one in the middle now. Like, imagine the kid that's in the middle.
Right.
Is that kid breathing? I just...
Yeah. But they get to the pen. They get to the pen, that big electrified pen that we saw earlier, but the gate's closed.
And the power's off.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that then it's over. The Piparin is like, wow, you got to come up with another idea.
Yeah. No. Pietari's hero, man. He's going to jump down into the pen.
Yeah. And he does a Tom Cruise. He's like, he's like, I've got to do this. And meanwhile, our two guys at the Santa nest, we got a little couple jokes here, but Amo's like, looks like we've been naughty. And then Dad's got his, he's all of a sudden funny guy. And he says, you ever wondered how Santa could be in a zillion places at once? And they have a chainsaw.
Yes. And they start climbing the ladder. They start climbing the ladder with the chainsaw.
Did not expect this at all. And I thought it was a nice little extra bit.
Well, they're hunters, and we saw in their houses.
Yep. Antlers. Santa's got antlers. They frickin' take Santa's giant. Remember the ribs that Fred Flintstone orders? Anybody? That's what it reminds me of when he gets an order of ribs at the drive-thru.
It tips the car over.
These are huge, and they put both of them on the back of the truck.
The pickup truck. They strap them in there, so they got these two huge Krampus horns in the back of the pickup truck.
Yeah, they're basically like if Santa is Krampus is what they're kind of saying here. It's like the two myths and legends are one, and this is one dude.
Yeah, it's an interesting twist on the legend. And so we're cutting back and forth here, we'll just say. Yeah. They're building up the tension nicely. So just so people know, at the pen, Pietari's in the center of the pen. He gets the door open, and we see in the distance, they come over the hillside, all the naked Santa guys
with weapons too. They got
weapons. They have their weapons, and they're heading towards him. And then we're cutting back and forth to our guys at the hangar, loading up the horns, driving out, and then they have a detonator on their car seat. Mm-hmm.
Yep, they have a big long cord, and just as Pietari's turning on the power, and he's standing there waiting to be decimated by the hundreds of Santa.
They're getting close. Yep. They're in the pen at this point. They're in the pen.
Yeah. And it's so, it does for Dad, it pulls on my heartstrings a little bit because he's like, Pietari, tell Dad what I did. And then the last thing he says, he goes, Daddy. But cutting back to our tension building, right? They were like, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
They hit the detonator. And it's a gigantic explosion behind them as they're driving away with the huge Krampus horns on the pickup truck.
It is a fiery inferno. So there's no way that whatever is in that hangar survived. So technically, what we're saying here is Santa Krampus Claus is blown to bits.
Yes.
Plus all of the stoves and radiators. So. Eesh.
The sheriff comes in the next day.
What is this? But there's always more to this. I love that there's more.
There's like this is one of the movies that has 4 endings. But right here, I did want to ask you, Eric, how do you feel about never seeing what's in that ice block?
I like it. I'll tell you the reason why I like it is because they could not deliver. They would never be able to deliver what is in that ice block to our satisfaction.
Yeah.
I think we would be disappointed. So I like when they do things like this where you go, wait a minute, we're never going to see this legendary mythological creature. And it makes you imagine what was exactly in there. And what I loved it.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
it came out of the ice, broke through. And I think we would have been disappointed. And also it would have been CG.
Yeah, because they wouldn't have been. Yeah.
So I am glad
Okay.
and surprised that they just took out Krampus claws.
Yes.
Yeah. And the elves that are in the pen now that we're going to kill our hero, they just all of a sudden they stop what they're doing. They drop all their weapons and they're looking around. What? I liked that.
And then we fade out, and that's the end, right?
Well, we have to know that one of the guys says, sunglasses guy says, apparently they're out of a job. So Santa's
because they don't know what to do now. They don't know what to do.
They're not going to kill people or take kids.
So was it hive mind type of thing? They're linked in with that whatever was inside that block.
Yeah.
And now it's like a vampire when you right,
and I will have questions for everyone.
Yeah.
Well, my own questions from the movie. But yeah.
But that's the end, right? Fade out. Fade out.
Yep.
Yeah. All done. No.
They're all in the pen.
All in the pen. And Yuso's there and the dads are there. It's daytime. It's daylight now, and they're looking at all these.
Because 10 minutes have passed.
Basically, all these guys are in this pen naked, just sort of vacant, like looking around, not sure what to do. All these people in the pen. And they start to add up numbers. They're saying there's 198 Santas in this pen, Santa helpers in this pen. So how much for one? 85,000.
Oh, there's that number again, 85,000 a piece.
Then they add it up and it'd be like 16 million. So you're like, what are they talking about here? Like,
60,800,000 art plus 22 VAT.
Yeah, that's right.
You can't cut your profits out.
Yeah.
So you got to charge them the 22%.
Mm-hmm.
And this is so cute. I love it. This whole scene. The dad just looks at Piotr and goes, "You're quite the man." And the humble kid is like, "You are too." So I'm like, oh, yeah.
So
it's the end, right?
Fade out. That's the end, Eric, right? They're going to end there. The dad, no.
There's more.
So now we cut. I don't know where we are, but are we in? We're in a shower. See, like, do we get
we get a
300 a new card? 312 days to Christmas.
Right.
Ka-chunk.
Yep.
And then we're seeing a drain and just dirty water going down this drain.
And grass and blood. But then what I love is you get all of our Santa's elves. Yet where the showers come from, I don't know. Maybe everybody group showers in Lapland.
Didn't know what this was. I'm like, what?
They're all just cleaning themselves off and being cleaned off. But they're doing it like they're not just they're actually cleaning themselves.
Yeah.
And here's where I want to point out the difference between America and a foreign country, movie wise, is they're not doing this for shock value. They're like, no, the bunch of guys, they're showering. We have to clean them off. So that's how they're looking at this. But Americans, if you're watching this, be ready for a variety of dicks and bums. You're going to get all the kinds you want to see. There's little ones, big ones, round ones, lots of cheeks. All these guys.
We're seeing like 20 guys in here, right? That
if we're counting, there's 100 and
No, I know, but in this shot as we're backing up, we're seeing like
gaggle.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Off to these guys, they did not give a shit. They're like, how much for this? Well, 85,000 a dick. But yeah, they're washing themselves off and they seem harmless.
They do. And then we cut to another room that I don't know where we are suddenly. It's a massive room, all tiled again, like it's all white pretty much. And there are our Santa helpers are now washed up. They're cleaned up and they're wearing like white, almost like
Long
Not pajamas, but
Yeah,
but
the
long
long
underwear.
underwear.
It's the long underwear. Yeah.
Like
They're
Santa
wearing
might
that.
wear if he's
Like-
not in the costume. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what he wears
And
under.
it's a long line, and they're all lined up, single file, sitting on a chair
Yep.
with a present, white,
Yep.
a
It's
white
box,
box, just
Mhm.
all white, wrapped up like a present.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then in their other hand, they have like our straw effigies that we had of all the children. It's like that, of a child that they're sort of holding.
It's a white stuffed
Yes.
thing with button eyes and a smile. Couple things. Well, I think you pointed out it now says 76 days till Christmas. So apparently they're training these guys to be Santa, but they made all those dolls. And I thought, what a waste, because they've got dozens of these freaking Wicker Man dolls. Why weren't they using those horrific things?
I don't know.
They're probably like, nope, we're not. No, we'll make our own. But yeah, they're what I love is the dad and Piotr are on a dolly that you push, like big heavy loads. You push it on a dolly,
Mhm.
and they're sitting there in their own chair, and the dad's got a little hat, and he's with his son, and he's giving his son a present and patting his son on the face and showing the Santas how to do it.
Yes. And
I
so
loved
as
it.
they go, some of the Santas are getting it. Some of them are patting the kids a little too hard on the
Yeah.
head. Some of them, and then one of them kind of goes after the present, starts like going down and starting to open up the present, and Ammo is behind him and kind of. Does he hit him? Does he give him a smack, or
Yeah,
what was he?
I forget what he says. It's funny. He's like, "What do you think you're doing, fuzzy face?" You know, like something
Like they're correcting them.
yeah.
Yeah. I will say this is where we can bring in that the short that this movie was based on, the Rare Export short, that is what a lot of that short is.
Yeah, we should talk about it afterwards because it's got a different take. But one of the Santas is doing really well. And they all nod like, oh, this guy graduates.
And Yuso's behind, and Yuso gives him, this is how you know he graduates, Eric. He gets the Santa cap put
Yep.
on.
And he's very excited about it. He's ready.
Very happy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we've got it's 24 days till Christmas.
Ka-chung.
Yep. And once again, we're introduced to, okay, here, I know what's going on. I'm just going to break it down for everybody.
Okay.
And you. Okay. So what they did was they used the hangers and stuff that were abandoned by our guy.
There we
That's
go.
where all the showers are. That's where all the big stuff is because
Okay.
they got to wash up there, you know.
Yeah.
They're British.
You're
They're
right.
going to take a
Yeah.
shower. And so they're doing all that. And then they start making contacts and go, hey, you want a Santa? Like, well, it's 50,000 up front. So they got all this money. So that's why they can afford what they're doing next, which is picture live animal box of crates. I have these crates at, oh my God, Art. The Lost Museum Haunted Adventure. I have crates that look like this with big holes in it. It says live animal. I can't believe it.
It doesn't say Rare Exports on it.
No, it should. One of them says, I will point out on one of my crates, it says Zanzibar.
That's weird. Yeah.
And the kid's stapling, which I thought was not enough if it's going to Zanzibar. He's stapling where it's
Yeah.
going.
But we should be clear. I don't think we've said yet. They take a Santa and they put it in one of these crates, and he's just sitting there in his Santa outfit. It's
He's not packaged up.
he's just sitting in there, and he just has a blank look on his face with a little bit of a smile.
Yeah,
And they
he's content.
put the board up on it, and they hammer the crate shut. It's like Raiders of the Lost Ark is the image that
Yep.
it looks like the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. They're boxing up the Ark, and
Yep.
we pull back, and we see that there's all these crates
Stacked
on
on
them.
top of each other.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, are they already in there? Let me point out that none of these Santa's helpers, we're going to call them Santa's elves, got killed.
No.
So you never saw one get killed. And the one that had a mortal flesh wound was alive and well. So I think they're magical in the sense that they probably don't age, and they probably have healing regenerative qualities or properties. Just pointing it out, everybody, for the magic of Christmas.
Yeah. And
And what does it say on the crate art?
it says Rare Exports, and
And
it
what's
has the
your logo?
logo that we saw at the beginning.
Yep.
And they lock one up in a box, and so now we see that Pip Harden doesn't just fly helicopters.
Oh, what is that?
they wheeled the box outside, and it looks like a World War II era cargo plane. It has all the big propellers on it, and they're clearly wheeling this off to go ship it off to Zanzibar.
And he's standing there like in all of his glory, like waiting for the shipment. And I'm wondering if he paid to have a new ear made, or if he just said, you know what, screw it, I'm not gonna. Because he's just in the happiest place right now. Like, ta-da.
Yeah. And then we get the ending, and that's it. Rare Exports is the company.
Yep.
And it says, from the land of the original Santa Claus. That's their tagline.
Yeah. And then we're done. That's the credits. And it's great because what would you have expected from the beginning of the movie to the end? If you expected something, you got something else.
You really
now
did.
You can talk about the other two shorts that everybody should probably see after this.
After this, because it will give away. As Erik says, they have a little bit of a different tone. They're a little more satirical, edgy. And the first short, Rare Exports, there's a narrator. He's like, we're going out with these men. It's three men. I think, is it two of the guys who are in this?
Two of the guys
they're in the short. Yeah.
Yep.
And they're going out hunting, and there's the sniper and the tracker, and these guys are going out onto the landscape there, and they're pulling up a rifle. The sniper's got it in the scope, and then finally it reveals it's what we see in this movie. It's a naked man that looks like one of these Santa Claus helpers that we see in this movie, and they take a tranquilizer dart and shoot him. And then it goes through the training sequences we see in this movie. They're a little more comical because he starts biting the dog.
Yes, a lot.
And they
These
keep
are
that's
feral
the
Santas.
comedy of it. They'll cut back, and it's like they're just showing it over and over again as he progresses. But then there's one where he's gently caressing and everything like that, and they all look like, oh, he's finally got it, and then he goes, ah! and he's ripping the head off and things like that. But finally, he graduates too, and we get the idea that they ship these Santas off. It's from the land of Santa Claus.
Yeah, they basically go wild game hunting for St. Nicholas's that are apparently out in the wild.
Right.
And you have to train them like an animal, and then you send them off.
Yeah, you send them off, which I think it's just a little short about. I think the idea is, what if Christmas is so corporatized and commercialized that even Santa itself, getting Santas themselves, are now corporatized.
Yeah.
And so they did a follow-up movie, Erik, which is what happens if you buy one of these Santas, Erik. You're going to get some instructions.
Yeah, this is an instructional video, but it is like when you're going to driving school and they show you what happens if you are not obeying the rules of the road, like mechanized death. It's like that, where they're not telling you, they're telling you to do things, but they're showing you what happens. They follow them, I guess, on one that doesn't go well, right?
Yeah.
And then they also show you all the things that you can't do.
Yeah. So basically, it's safety instructions, because that's the subtitle of it. Rare Exports, safety instructions.
Yes, but the harsh reality of the safety instructions. What's the one, I watched it maybe a week ago, but what's the one where Santa's in a crate?
Oh, I did. Yeah.
Somebody's standing quite some distance with safety equipment on, but does something like smokes or swears, and Santa bursts out like Matrix style to attack him.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. You should watch them after this is. But I did notice, Erik, you noticed the number of Santa Clauses, 198, they said. And typically that matches roughly to the amount of countries in the world. So it's like, 195 to 199 countries, depending on what you do. So one Santa for every country.
Yep. And they've got to have some magic because how are they going to, one country, they're doing all that stuff. So Santa's, there's a whole lore that you could jump into here. I'm trying not to jump into it, but I My only real question is, where were the elves when Santa was buried deep beneath the ice? Did they not? Were they like, oh shit, Santa's being buried alive, we should help? And instead they got gingerbread cookies? They went off and got gingerbread?
Okay. So at first, as the movie was going on, I thought it was something where when they found that first Santa in the pit and he had the passport of that guy and the jacket, I was like, did something attack people? And then it's almost like vampires. Like if I'm a Santa's helper and I attack you, you get turned into a Santa's helper. That's what at first my mind was going there, right? Like it's like if Erik escapes with just a flesh wound, he then slowly turns into Santa.
Yeah, you're like, I'm fine. I just What'd you say, Erik? Nothing. I'm fine.
No, but as you point out, then I was like, so were the helpers just out in the woods out there?
That's my guess is that.
And then when the thing's dug up, it reactivated them and they came in from wherever they were, right?
Because I don't think that if Santa's got his helpers, he's like, now remember everybody, we have to be naked and dirty. I think they're naked and dirty because they were left in the wilderness.
Yeah.
That's my guess. And
the sequel to this is the Christ child.
Yes.
Is baby Jesus.
Yep. The Curious, what's it, some movie named The Curious Case of the Christ Child, something like that.
He comes back.
Right. Here comes Jesus Claus or something.
But so a really interesting holiday movie that, like you said at the beginning, I think a lot of people don't know about. And I think it went under the radar. And it's rated R, right? Am I right about that, Erik?
Oh, yeah.
It's rated R.
Axe in the head.
Axe in the head,
naked men,
some swearing, and just a lot of naked Santas.
Yep.
So it's a weird one in that it's probably escaped more generally being in the culture. Number one, it's like you said, subtitles and all of that.
Yeah, that's the problem with a subtitled movie is a lot of people on our side of the pond.
Yeah, they just won't do it.
Yeah, I sent a movie idea to a friend of mine. Like, you're going to love this. And they watched it with dubs and they didn't get 10 minutes into it. And they said, it's stupid. It's dumb. I said, it's because you're watching Chinese soldiers from early China talking like this. Like, of course you dummy. So you got to watch it in its original native.
And then also I think the R rating, people probably don't know what to do with that either. You know,
rare exports. You're like, what is it?
Yeah, what? It does. I love that they add a Christmas tale as the little tagline. Yeah. But I will say that I really enjoy this movie because, number one, it's one of those movies where you do not know where it's going if you go into it cold, and you don't know what's happening. You're trying to put all the pieces together, just like the people who are in it putting it together. But it also, there's a little theme here when you and I talk about Christmas horror movies, where it's an interesting balance. It feels Christmassy. It feels like a Christmas movie. They take the time, I think, to put some of those little things in gingerbread and the Christmas spirit and that even lovely scene between him and the dad that they put in there. And I like that. The actors are all really, really good in this movie. I made the joke earlier about the Finnish actors and these people from that part, the actors from that part of the world taking things so seriously. But it works for this movie because they take it so seriously that you're invested seriously. And I think it just all comes together. It balances its tone just right. I think that it found a way. People make short films, and like I said, that short film was a little more edgy, kind of satirical. And you're like, oh, you should make a whole movie out of that. But that tone wouldn't have worked for the tone they had in that short wouldn't have worked for this whole movie. They found a way to take their idea and then expand it outward in a nice way for holiday. I recommend Rare Exports to anybody who wants to watch like a Christmassy horror movie, Erik.
I do too, especially if you're a Krampus fan or you like your holiday movies to be a little spooky. without going crazy. It's not like Art the Clown. It's good. I can watch it and enjoy still every minute of it again. It's great. And it's long enough. It's not it doesn't drag out. So
pretty short, Eric. It might be one of the shortest we've covered.
Yeah, but it's great. Ho,
great.
ho, ho. It's great.
Ho, ho, everyone. But I feel bad now because it's international, Eric. We actually don't do a lot of subtitled international movies on here. We don't. But if we had a rating system, if we had come up with a rating system for the podcast, that could just go across all the different international boundaries, Eric.
Yeah,
so
well,
I wish we had one.
All right, if I spoke Finlandian or Finnish, I would say you're a dummy in Finlandish, but I'm sorry, I can't say that. But we do. Okay.
What is it, Eric? What I missed this. I'm so sorry.
Well, it's because it's overseas, it's numerical. We have a numerical rating. So I'm going to give this one 85,000 plus 22 VAT, just so you know.
Perfect.
That's
and we'll just use that that scale for every movie we do from now on.
Yes.
All right, Eric.
And if you don't take anything else away from this podcast, just remember that now you know how Santa can be in a zillion places at once. Krampus!
Wah, wah. Yes. So, Eric, I really enjoyed talking with you about rare exports this week. But we want to hear what everybody out there, we want to hear what you rate it. What if you've seen it, if you've checked it out, let us know. And just let us know how the podcast is going. You can reach us at midnightcinemapod.com. And you can find us on any of the podcast platforms, Spotify, YouTube. I forgot to mention that sometimes. Yeah. YouTube, Apple Podcasts. We're out there. If you're there, stop by, leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about the podcast. It really helps us get the word out. Eric, I've had a great time talking to you this week, and I can't wait till next week. Yeah.
I'm so excited. Santa's coming. I'm going to have a smoke right now.
Eric, did you get the thing I sent you? I sent you an email, Eric, about...
there's a naked man in the hallway.
Oh, Eric, I wouldn't...
Let's check it out. Dad?
Don't... Eric...